Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey guys, I get it. Ads are really annoying. But we're trying to make a little cash with 336 to offset some of these expenses that we're doing with 336 and recording remotely as I'm in Florida and Matt's up north. And we've got some cool things we want to do for baseball season. We've determined we want to bring back live video on Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff, because we think that's fun. We love to interact with you guys that way. We want to do some cool stuff and grow this podcast. It's been 8 years. And we want to take things to the next level. And for that, we got to make a little bit of money. So here's the deal. We've got this Patreon. It's 336er.com, or you go to section336.com, and there's a little Support Us Patreon tab there, too. But the easy one, 336er.com, and you can be a 336er. Here's the deal. If we get 3 more people that sign up this week for a Patreon, I'm deleting all the ads. And you're going to hear no more ads on Section 336. So, if you want to get rid of the ads, it's real simple. Head on over to 336er.com and support us for $3.36 a month. Come on, that's pennies. It's 336 pennies. It's still pennies. So help us out there, and let's get rid of these ads on Section 336.
Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336. Next generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Hey, Matt. How was your New Year's? This might be the closest we've ever... it can't be that way. But it has been a short amount of time since we've done a 336.
Yeah, quick turnaround. Yeah. Thursday to Monday.
Yeah. And did you see the episode number for today?
I did not.
Oh, it was on the invite I sent you. This is episode number 400.
Oh, lucky 400. Yeah.
So that means like 8 years we've been doing this thing. Yeah. We get together every week and talk Orioles and Ravens and the occasional blast.
We were going to have a big episode 400 party, but that darn COVID shut the party right down. We had balloons and thousands of people were coming, and the old darn COVID.
Bert sent the invite. You didn't respond because of the COVID, right?
Yeah, no, I don't respond to any invites anymore. I just leave it on mute.
At some point, COVID will end, and you're going to have to be around people again.
I'm going to have to respond to text messages again.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know, but I'm going to ride this thing out as long as I can.
I know. You're going to blame everything on COVID. Especially now that you finished school, your only excuse is COVID.
Yeah, I'm all about moving the goalpost. Like, politicians like to move the goalpost. I'm moving the goalpost, too. Before, I wasn't going to leave until I thought it was safe. Now, and not until I get a vaccine. And now, like, I'm changing it to not until every single human being has gotten a vaccine will I leave my house.
Oh, right. That seems like a trait of a doctor. Seems like I see doctors that do that.
Yeah. See, this is the doctor in me talking.
Now that you're a doctor,
this is how we all talk. This is how we all talk.
Right. But come on. I mean, we didn't get to have a party for episode 400. When did we? What did we have? Our last party wasn't year one. We've had other 336 parties since then, right?
Yeah, I mean, we used to always do the Night at the Yards and stuff, too.
I forgot about Night at the Yards, yes. Yeah. Night at the Yard 2020 got canceled also, thanks to COVID.
Yeah, it was going to be our biggest numbers yet, and COVID shut down Night at the Yards 2020.
Now, here's the problem. I was starting to plan back in August, September. I was starting to plan another party for spring training. a 336 weekend for spring training. And I don't think that's possible now.
No.
Like, it doesn't look like we'll be able to do that. So I think I was going to take all of I had this awesome plan where I was going to take Birdland Radio and make it a Birdland weekend down in Sarasota with all the shows broadcasting from the same Airbnb. And I thought that'd be a whole lot of fun. And that's not happening now. Because even if I go over to spring training, I'm not bringing a bunch of strangers with me.
Well, and I don't think they'll let you in. And
true.
So this it might be a 2022 type thing. And the way that they're rolling out these vaccines, Josh, I swear, our guy Hogan here, Larry Hogan, I think he's going to each house individually to give out an individual vaccine to each person, because we got about 5 people in Maryland with vaccine at this point. Ridiculous. But the wife goes in tomorrow and gets her vaccine.
Good for her.
So good for her. But yeah, I don't see. I see spring training happening, but I don't see spring training with fans happening.
Yeah, I don't see a Birdland Radio happening that way. Maybe virtually we'll do something.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do some type of night at the yard in August. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Whenever baseball's back and fans can go in and we can sit next to each other and wander around the park, that's when we'll have a party and a night at the yard again.
Yeah, I think those days are coming soon. I think this baseball season, that'll happen. I don't know when, if it's May or June or July or August. I think it's going to happen at some point, though. I just want to make sure by October we can watch them in the playoffs. We can go and see them in the playoffs in person.
All right. So we got football playoffs now, and Ravens don't have a home game this weekend. But they weren't going to let fans in anyway. So
the Washington football team
bad
does.
about that. That's who I feel bad for. I feel bad for the Washington football team fans who finally have a playoff game. A playoff game for winning, 6 games? 7 games?
I think 6 or 7, yeah.
But it's still a playoff game, and their fans don't get to go. So feel a little bad for that. But but their fans would just go and be disappointed again. So.
Oh, yeah, they're going to lose by 100 points to the Buccaneers.
to Brady. Well, you never know, and
you never know. It's football. You never know.
Well, no, forget football. It's COVID year. What happens now that we're in the playoffs? What if Mahomes or Brady or one of these big names gets COVID?
Kamara had COVID. There's talk that he won't be cleared to play on his game. That's a big name.
Like if your quarterback goes down, he misses 2 weeks with COVID.
Yeah,
you're screwed.
Yeah, I bet a lot of money yesterday, in my terms, not in other people's world, but in my world, it's a lot of money on the Cardinals to beat the Rams, and Kyler Murray goes out early with an injury or something. I don't even know if he ever even started. So there's always
football injuries,
right? So there's all the normal football stuff,
right?
And then on top, you get the COVID stuff. Thankfully for the Ravens, everyone's already gotten COVID, so I think we're good to go. Yep. But yeah, it's kind of.
It's weird.
Yeah, it makes you think also of this is where my mind goes with the. I'm blanking now, but watching that the documentary, the Michael Jordan documentary, in the NBA Finals when he ordered pizza and he got sick right after eating the pizza, and there's speculation did someone do something to the pizza to get him sick?
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that the Patriots are not in the playoffs this year, because Belichick.
Every advantage.
Deflategate. He's going to go in there licking all the doorknobs.
Yeah, COVID gate. Yeah, every advantage he'd take care of. And so you just
exactly.
don't know what these coaches are capable of.
Right, and it's
we could have what was this whole thing started right with an NBA player? Not this whole thing started in the NBA, but that was the big first COVID thing. Is that touching NBA player? Yeah, touching everything, making fun of COVID when he had it. That was
Do you think if he did not make a fool of himself, sports would have shut down like it did? Or do you think the embarrassment of him back then made them panic and shut everything down right away?
No, I think it was shut down either way. But it was unfortunate that happened. I'm sure, oh man, and it's hard because that was before everything shut down, so you didn't know how serious it was. So you kind of feel for the dude, but that's embarrassing.
That's when we did a podcast laughing at him, saying now we all got to wait 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the Ravens are in the playoffs, Josh. I tell you what.
This team's really good. This team, all right, I know what you're going with. You're going with the fact that I said this team's not very good.
You've been saying that you've been on the mediocre bandwagon. But
Yes.
go ahead and tell me, Josh. Here we go. I'm looking forward to
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
The mediocre team decided to let Lamar be Lamar. And after the COVID game, they let Lamar play like Lamar. The first half of the season, they were trying to make Lamar a pocket passer. Since then, he's running all the time. He's using his best assets. He's juking people left and right. That makes this team good. And this team is on fire right now. This team is one of the hottest teams rolling into the playoffs right now. They've won 5 straight. So this team is a good team. This team has still a big test up ahead with Tennessee. And eventually, if they're going all the way, they got to get through the Chiefs. Those are big tests. But this team is good. The Steelers suck. The Browns aren't that good. Colts aren't that good. This team has a legit chance right now.
Yeah, it seems like in the AFC there are 3 teams who all kind of feel unbeatable right now. And that's the Ravens feel unbeatable, the Chiefs feel unbeatable,
and the Bills.
And the Bills. Like, the Bills are doing what the Ravens are doing, just destroying opponents. I mean, that Miami game was a joke, and everyone's saying, why is Miami, like, why'd they play so terrible? No, it's the Bills are that freaking good. And so, yeah, any of those 3 teams. But, Josh, I'm still nervous about the Titans based on what happened last year, based on what happened earlier this year. Like, last year.
They beat us.
2021.
They beat us this year. They knocked us out of the playoffs.
But not this year, but last year, yeah.
Whatever, this season. This season they beat us.
Right, fine. And they beat us in the playoffs the previous season.
We're undefeated in 2021. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I'm nervous. It was a close 3-point game. Again, that was back when I was saying the team was mediocre and average. Since then, they've unleashed Lamar. So I think if you look at the 6 weeks since that last Titans game, this is a different team. They're on all cylinders. They got COVID out of their system. They got their injured players back. This team, with Peters and Campbell back, Ngakoue wasn't back on Sunday, was he?
I think he was. I don't know.
Maybe he was back.
Yeah.
But just quiet. But this team is back, and that's exciting.
Yes. I mean, if you recall the last game, I think we were up by 11 points, and it kind of things fell apart in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
And we were missing Calais Campbell is the big guy we were missing up in the center defensive line. And so those things, we were in a position to win that game. And we're playing, that was when we were playing our worst and the Titans were playing their best. Now things have reversed and kind of the Titans are struggling, barely beating the Texans, a terrible football team. Exactly. And we're playing our best. So it seems to be trending well.
Yeah, I still worry about Derrick Henry.
Yes, that's going to be the game.
The Titans gave up 38 points to the Texans yesterday.
Yes.
So their defense is not playing well.
Yes. But Lamar has struggled against the Titans in the past.
Yes.
But I think the story is Derrick Henry, right? If Derrick Henry, runs for 180 yards, right, which is what Derrick Henry does,
right,
it's going to be tough. But I think someone on Twitter, what's the guy, Dev something, his name?
Dev Penwich?
Yes. He said something about, like, he looked at the yards Derrick Henry gained during the losses, and they were all, like, under 100, right? So if you can somehow make the quarterback Tannehill beat you, you're going to win the game. But if Derrick Henry beats you, it's going to be tough sledding. But Josh, what do you think? Like score prediction? Like how do you think this game's going to go?
Everyone's healthy.
You feel good about the Ravens' chances? What percentage chance would you give the Ravens to win this game?
I will give the Ravens.
And then give me a final score.
All right, I'm going to go 100%.
100%. You're an idiot. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm going to go 75%. I feel really good about the Ravens. I will say let's go 34-27 Ravens.
Okay.
I think we can stop Derrick Henry. I think what's his name? The quarterback. Tannehill is okay, but if you shut down Henry and try to make Tannehill win the game, he's not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like AJ Brown. I like Peters and Humphrey to kind of slow down AJ Brown, keep him from making those big plays.
Yeah, how great was that interception of Peters yesterday in the end zone?
Yeah, it was cool.
Right after he got ticked about pass interference.
Yeah, he thought someone's grabbing his face mask or something,
Yeah.
and then he went ahead and picked it off. That was nice.
Yeah, nice to have Peters back.
Yeah, it is nice to have Peters back. All right.
So yeah, what's your prediction?
Well, if it wasn't for the last 2 times that we played them and we got beat by them, if they were just some random team who I watched play and then watched the Ravens play.
Yeah, see, I lean a lot on that as in do factor. So
Right.
the Ravens are due. So even if we were going up against the Chiefs, I would be feeling good about the Ravens because of that do factor.
Yeah, but like even just like the do factor, but also just like I think the Ravens are a superior football team than the Titans. Like I think they have a better offense. I think they have a better defense. I think all around we have a better team. I think that the running game is about even. I think our passing game is better. I think our defense is better. So all things being equal, like we are the better football team. But what gives me pause is the last 2 times we lost to them. So, putting those aside, I'm gonna say, like Lamar had a bunch of turnovers in those games. I'm gonna say those are just kind of bad games, and I'm saying those won't be repeated. Those were an aberration. They are an aberration. They're not gonna be repeated. So I'm not thinking about those 2 results, those 2 bad losses to the Titans. And I'm saying, I would say about 75%. I think that's a good number. And I'll say we'll win 38 to 17.
38-17? Oh, okay, so you are really leaning on this defense is going to shut them down. See, I couldn't go that low with the defense because I've seen our defense give up a bunch of points.
Not recently.
No, not recently. No, I'm feeling good about
the
that.
Browns, but we were decimated. Our secondary was decimated against the Browns.
Yeah, but no, it's all going to be shutting down Henry. That's the key to the game.
And if we get the lead and we shut down Henry, force him to pass more, and then and then we'll be sitting pretty. So yeah. But you mentioned the fans, Josh.
Yeah.
The Bills, who I think had the longest drought of making the playoffs, they're going to have some fans at their game.
Good for them.
Yeah. Are the Titans having fans at their game? Do you know that?
I don't know. Let's see. I'll check real quick. Are Titan fans allowed in the stadium? The Titans will allow fans back. Well, they let them back in September.
Okay.
So I assume so. I don't see anything. They were there in September. They're in October. So I assume, the Titans will have fans.
All right.
So, I mean,
but not enough. It's not going to be a packed house, right? It's not. I mean, even when we see stadiums have fans, they're not full.
No,
of
it's only
fans.
like 10,000.
Yeah, so it's not going to be. So that's. I mean, I think that's a good advantage in playoffs to road teams, right? That's one huge advantage in the playoffs is how loud those stadiums get, especially when you get near the end zones. And
if you want to go right now, the cheapest ticket is $252.
That's actually less than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, considering that it's limited seating.
But I wonder how many hoops you have to jump through. Like I know with the Bills, like you have to get a COVID test, and there's like a couple screening things you have to do before you go to the Bills game. So I'm sure there's stuff like that too.
Yeah, and well, in Tennessee, you got to quarantine in the stadium for 2 weeks before the game.
That's smart. In a bubble within the stadium?
In a bubble within the stadium, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. So, yeah, that's true, though. I don't know how the hoops work. I guess Baltimore's going in as a wild card, so they really won't have an opportunity for a home game. So we won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, they're a 5th seed?
Right. So they'd have to...
Maybe an AFC Championship game, but it would have to be remarkable.
It would have to be against the Browns in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Who's your, just real quick, we're talking football. This is the caveat to say if you really want to talk football, you should listen to the Film Study podcast.
Yeah, Film Study on Monday night had Sarah Ellison with Ken breaking down the defensive play.
That's 2 great guests, yeah. Yeah, so you should listen to those if you're into that.
If you really want to talk about how we're going to stop Derrick Henry, go check that out.
Yeah, here on this podcast, we don't break it down like that. It's a different podcast for different peeps. But yeah, I mean, the Browns or the Colts are the 2 seeds below us.
Okay.
But Josh, do you have predictions for who you think's gonna win this thing?
I mean, I
the
think
Super Bowl.
Bills. I think the Bills.
They're hot. They're
I think
hot.
the Bills are going in hot. I think I've seen Mahomes struggle enough this year, even though they kept winning. I've seen enough struggles. If there's one player, I think Josh Allen's a really great quarterback. But if there was one player I could add to the Ravens to make this team better, it would be Stephon Diggs. I love the way he fights for the ball and gets downfield.
Yeah, I mean, he was a huge addition for them this year.
Right. So I would go with the Bills. How about you? You going with the Chiefs, the favorite?
And now I'm kind of with you. The Chiefs have played in so many. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they won, but the Chiefs have played in so many close games that I'm skeptical. And so I think I would pick, like, the likelihood to make it to Super Bowl from the AFC. I would put the Bills and Ravens kind of 1 and 1A, and then the Chiefs as 2. Like, I don't know. I'm really nervous to play the Chiefs. Like, if we win, I have to go and play the Chiefs, which I think is very likely. That matchup makes me nervous. The Chiefs and Bills are the only two teams I'm really scared of in the AFC is the Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah.
And I think the Bills and Ravens would be an awesome matchup. I think that'd be a lot of fun to watch, the Bills and Ravens.
Yep.
But
Who
no.
are you more afraid of in that AFC championship game? Do you not want to play the Bills or not want to play the Chiefs?
I don't want to play the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel too. The Chiefs have had our number constantly.
Yeah,
I feel confident.
I'm kind of with you that I think the Bills are more likely to get the Super Bowl, but I'm also would rather play the Bills than play the Chiefs just because they've owned us. Mm-hmm. But also, like, part of me wants, like, give me the Titans, then give me the Chiefs, and then give me the Steelers in the AFC Championship game, right? Like, let's vanquish all the demons from the last 2 years in this playoff run. Like, let's just handle them all.
Yeah, I think the Browns are going to beat the Steelers.
I don't.
You don't think so?
No.
I think the Browns have been a hot and cold team, but I think the Steelers have looked like trash. So I can't put any hope in the Steelers.
I agree, but I think the Browns have also looked like trash.
So right now,
my prediction for the Steelers says more about how I think the Browns are trash than the Steelers.
All right. So you don't think we're going to see another poop game rematch?
No, that would kind of be fun to have a poop game rematch.
Right. Right now, if you go on over to MyBookie, make sure you use the code Ravens when you go over there to make your deposit.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs are plus 250 to win the Super Bowl. The Bills are plus 650. And the Ravens, I might throw some more money down on this, are plus 1,000.
Plus 1,000?
Yeah, so if you throw down $5, you win $50.
Shoot, I put some money on the Ravens at the beginning of the season. I don't think the odds were that good. Were as good as that. And
you mean you thought the odds were better? That's what I was just looking. Well, no, I put $5 on the Ravens on December 3rd, and it was plus 1,800.
Okay.
So it was better.
Okay.
I put
$5. A lot of confidence there, Josh.
Yeah. Well, the same exactly. Same day I put $5 on the Raiders to win, and that did not.
I bet you get some pretty good odds on the Raiders to win the Super Bowl right now.
No, if you wanted some good odds, the team you hop on now is your Washington football team.
Oh, I'm sure.
You put $5 down, you win $500 if they win the Super Bowl. Which I feel like it should be like $50,000 off $5 if the Redskins win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, seriously.
So.
All right. Well.
But yeah.
Yeah, and out of
fun to look at.
out of the NFC, is there a team that you like out of the NFC?
All right. I've always liked the Seahawks. I like Russell Wilson.
Hey, can I say something real quick? I put $20 for the Ravens to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. When did you put it on?
Huh?
When?
On July 23rd.
Okay. Now, see, that's your problem. The Ravens are one of the favorites coming into the season. They had the MVP quarterback. I did mine 5 weeks ago when they sucked. When I was telling you they were average.
Yeah.
What did you get? Plus 800 or something?
Plus 650.
Yeah, you got ripped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw those odds.
So,
and I did not bet preseason.
But that's
because
crazy
of those
to
odds.
me that You said what? It's plus 1,000 now.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that before the season started, they had better Super Bowl odds than right now. That's crazy to me.
No, but it
goes to show all the hype that they had at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and that's why I kept saying they were average, and then I put money on it. And would you put $20 in?
Yeah.
Now that could win you $200 now.
Yeah, only 130 from what I get.
Yeah,
130.
Yeah, and I might end up putting some more on the Ravens later this week at that plus 1,000 odds. I like those.
Yeah, I'm putting some more on that too.
If you want to hop on and really make some money, you know what you can get for plus 8,000?
What's that?
The Orioles to win the World Series.
Yeah.
Talk about some preseason hype.
Yeah, are they the worst? Are there teams worse than the Orioles on there?
Oh, no, for baseball? Hold on. I just had it up.
I would imagine.
I'll pull it right back up.
Oh, I would imagine that the Tigers maybe have worse odds.
Let's see. I see.
Not many teams.
There are 4 teams with worse odds than the Orioles. Let's play a game. The Orioles are at plus 8,000. Who are the 4 teams below them?
The Tigers are one of them.
The Tigers are plus 10,000, yes.
Yeah.
There are 2 other teams at plus 10,000, and there's 1 team at plus 20,000.
Plus 20,000?
There's a team at plus 20,000. Come on, let's play the game. Who's the bad baseball teams?
The Royals?
The Royals are plus 10,000. You got 2 teams left. Hey, I hear that clicking over there as you go over to
I'm not looking. Okay, so I would imagine. I mean, it's not the Marlins, is it? The Marlins.
The Marlins are plus 5,000.
Yeah, because they improved.
Yes.
It's no one in the AL East.
There is 1 American League team, 1 National League team.
I bet they're both from the West. Are they both from the West?
1 is from the East, 1 is from the West, as I keep giving you clues. Wait, are they West or Central? The NL team is on the East, I'll tell you that.
The NL team's in the East?
The ML team is in the East.
Because it wouldn't be the Braves or Phillies, and it wouldn't be the Mets, and it's not the Marlins. That's the whole NL East.
Yes, that's because they are in the Central, but they're on the East Coast. But I got that. Yeah, the National League team is in the Central. The American League team is on the West.
Who is it? Is it the? Of course, the Pirates. Yeah, the Pirates.
The Pirates are plus 20,000.
Yeah, the Pirates. Yeah, they're
Pirates are the worst team in baseball, according to my bookie.
Yeah,
so which team is in the American League Central that's also 10,000?
It's got to be
or West.
It's got to be the Mariners or the Rangers. Nope. I guess the Mariners.
The Mariners are plus 8,000.
So it's the Rangers.
Same as the Orioles. The Rangers are plus 10,000.
Yeah.
So, best team, Dodgers, Yankees, Padres, Rays. Padres plus 700 does not sound like a bad deal to get on.
No, I mean, the Padres, but this happens all the time where a team wins the offseason, but they don't do anything in the regular season. But it sounds like they've won the offseason.
The Padres have won the offseason. If nothing else happens, they've won the offseason.
Yeah, they've also play in a division with the Dodgers, which I think makes it tough. But with the wild card, the wild card is.
But that's like a Red Sox Yankees thing.
Yeah. And if you get in the wild card, you're feeling pretty good with Snell in there as your ace. All right.
Yeah, that's our gambling section of the show.
Yeah, don't listen to us for gambling advice. Or at least don't listen to me for gambling advice.
No. Unless you want to take that plus 1,000 for the Ravens. Sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good right now.
I put back in August, I put $100 down on Offensive Player of the Year being J.K. Dobbins. And then about a month ago, that gambling site shut down and sent me my $100 back.
Oh, you lucked out.
So I think I lucked out because as good as he's having a year in this second half of the season, he won't get that Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, and I think the main reason he won't get the offense, I don't even know what the list is of offense. I mean, I guess the guy for the Chargers, I don't know. The quarterback,
it's going to be a quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the two things is the fact he's a running back. Also, the Ravens, I think wisely, but the Ravens held him back for most of the season.
Was it weird that Ingram played at all this past Sunday? Like, did they only have him in there, like, because it's the last game?
Yeah, and I think they had him in there for what he did for garbage duty because they want to keep Edwards and Dobbins fresh.
Yeah.
And so you have that third running back in there to Ingram to keep him fresh. And it might also have been like a nod to the veteran, too. I'm curious to see if he makes the playoff, if he dresses for the playoffs, yeah.
Right. I don't know. I doubt it based on how things have been going, but you never know.
I don't really get. Maybe Hill is good on special teams, and I know he comes down third down and long.
Right.
I don't get what Hill adds to this team. Yeah, I don't really get that.
No. But you're right. Justin Herbert is the favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, best quarterbacks.
How about watching that Skins game last night or
Washington
football team
WFT.
game last night? Yeah. That Chase Young guy looks like a Raven. He plays like a Raven.
Well, they made the comparison to Ray Lewis in the broadcast.
That's what he reminds you of.
Yeah.
When he's back there and calling players out, and as a rookie, like that. If I was a football team fan, I would be really excited about that guy.
Yeah, and their whole defensive line, right, made up of former first-round picks is pretty cool. And when you're the Washington football team, a lot of those are high first-round picks because you're the Washington football team. Right. But yeah, he seems like the type of guy to build your defense around. And now they just need to figure out, their offense and a quarterback, and then they'll be pretty good.
As a professional painter, you know your customers want a flat finish, but don't want to pay the price of fighting dirt, grime, and scuffs. Use new Behr Ultra Scuff Defense from the Home Depot for a beautiful flat finish, plus stain and scuff defense. And that price starts at just $29.60 a gallon. And that's before the Pro Extra discount. A flat paint that's too tough to scuff. Behr Ultra Scuff Defense. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Available online and in select stores.
Are you annoyed? Because this kind of fits into our discussion last week. Last week we talked about tanking in sports. And it was on full display last night with the Eagles. Just throwing in the third-string quarterback in there to just tank the game and piss off a bunch of Giant fans.
Yeah, I know, and a lot of people were upset. But, Josh, you and I are Oriole fans, so we understand this is how sports works, par for the course. So, it's just part of the business. So I'm sure you had no problem with it. It's just how things are done now.
Yeah, no problem, because you got to do what's best for the Eagles, and what's best for the Eagles is to see if this third-string guy is anything, because they're going to have their entire offseason is going to all be about Wentz, and if he can, do they trade him, or what do they do with him? So, yeah, this made sense for them.
Yeah, and he's not going to come and be your starter, but he can fight for a backup spot.
Right. Can him and Hurts back up? Can he back up Hurts and we move forward? That's what it was all about.
Yeah, and that's fine. And maybe if I was an Eagles fan, I might be annoyed because I want to see Hurts lead the team back, and I think that could be a good, growing experience for him. But I'm really surprised by the backlash, not just from fans, Giant fans, but from national reporters. I saw a lot of national, Adam Schefter and a lot of national reporters crushing the Eagles. But this stuff happens all the time.
That was my thing. Everyone acts like a team has never tanked before. We see it regularly. The Jaguars have tanked for 3 weeks to make sure they lock that up.
But not even tanking. The integrity of the football game. The Browns.
That's a stupid term.
The Browns and Steelers were playing. And it was an important game for the Browns, not important for the Steelers. So the Steelers rested their players.
Chiefs rested everyone.
Yeah, no one talks about the integrity of the game there.
The Ravens took Lamar out in the third quarter.
The Bills benched their guys at halftime.
Right.
And no one talks about the integrity of the game there. And those are important games for those other opponents. And so I think it's disingenuous to say the Eagles can't do it, but all the other teams are allowed to bench their players.
You know what it is? It's all those guys are New York guys. They're all New York media, former New York media. They're all Giants fans.
Well,
and they all got hurt that their 6-win team, 7-win team did not get into the playoffs. Meanwhile, there's the Dolphins are on the outside with 10 wins, and you got the Bears in with 8 wins, and the Skins in with 7 wins.
Yeah. Yeah, none of them deserve to make the playoffs, but whatever.
Nope. I wish that we were as lucky as Tampa Bay to get a matchup against a crap team for her first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the winner in this thing is Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and in football, like it's kind of a big deal that the Eagles jumped from a 9th overall pick to a 6th overall pick with the loss.
That's a huge jump.
So that's if you really wanted. I'm skeptical that he wanted to take a look at the third string quarterback. But if you really wanted to take a look at the third string quarterback, it's a nice bonus to also jump up in the draft order a few spots.
Yep, of course.
But yeah, I don't. That didn't. I think also the fact that it was on prime time, so it was the only game people were watching.
That didn't help.
That it kind of got exposed. But yeah, I think this is going to be a great weekend. I love the all-day Saturday, all-day Sunday. Love the schedule. Love how they do it. I like the 1 o'clock Sunday slot. So it's all good. I'm pumped for it.
I love the 1 o'clock Sunday slot.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's the perfect slot.
It's a normal transition.
Yeah, it's what you should root for.
You're staying on the East Coast. You've got the same amount of time going into this game as you have, in theory, going into next week's game.
Yeah, it doesn't keep me up past my bedtime. It's great.
It's right. I mean, we got to watch games outside in Maryland to stop the COVID.
That's right.
The corona.
Do all your tailgating outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's the perfect time to go ahead and do this. It's great. I don't know why people were complaining. They were acting like they wanted a primetime slot. It's the playoffs. Every single game is a primetime slot.
It's the only game on. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Though I'm a little jealous of the 4 o'clock Sunday game that is on Nickelodeon and covered by SpongeBob or something.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. So the 4 o'clock game, I think it's on regular CBS, but then it's also on Nickelodeon, and I think SpongeBob is doing the commentary or something.
Oh, I thought he was actually a cartoon. I didn't realize he was a real person.
I don't know what's going on. I just know they're trying to make it on Nickelodeon geared for kids, and I'm going to check it out because I love the idea of kind of what we've talked about many times on this podcast about bringing the next generation to your team, to your fan base.
Is that SpongeBob?
For kids to somehow get from, Dad watches football to, SpongeBob is on it too, and Squidward is running down the field next to Derrick Henry. I mean, maybe something.
I guess maybe I'm out of touch, but it seems to me that the people most into SpongeBob are in their early 30s. But maybe I'm out of date with that.
No, Camden and I watched the SpongeBob movie a few weeks ago.
Okay, that's fine.
So SpongeBob is still coming out with new stuff for the kids. But I know what I'm into is sports trying new things. And baseball, we always talk about how baseball needs to do something.
Oh, yeah. Hey, can you talk about that real quick?
Yeah, of course. But baseball needs to do something like this. What do you want to talk about baseball, trying something new?
It's been, I don't know if they've been talking about this rule, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it. Something I was talking about years ago, and everybody said I'm an idiot, and now all of a sudden everyone's taking the idea seriously.
What is it?
Banning the shift. Have you seen these stories coming out about the shift?
No, this is every year they come out with.
Steve Molesky wrote an article. I saw some people, baseball people tweeting about it, about debating whether they should get rid of the shift. I've been saying it since they instituted the shift.
There's articles like this every year.
Right.
You and Chris Davis are the number one people against banning the shift.
But it's like, it goes to your argument, Josh. I just want more entertaining baseball.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I am for banning the shift. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I know. And everyone eventually will come around to my side because it's the correct side.
All right, you know how Biden rallies had those circles that people would sit in? You know, the 6-foot circles, so you would stay away from people?
I know. I don't know that.
Okay.
Because I've been too busy trying to get a Biden flag. How come you can get a Trump flag on any street corner in America, but you can't get a Biden flag? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know about that one because I'm in Florida.
I want to put a Biden flag in the back of my truck. I can't even get one.
Yeah, I'm in Florida, so I can't help you there. But they did these 6-foot circles where they take a circle, and it was basically like everyone had their own on-deck circle. And here's what I like. We have trouble keeping players in the on-deck circle. We've gone over that many times. Players do not go in the on-deck circle. But I want bigger on-deck circles where it's this is the area. You can run anywhere you want, but when the ball is pitched, you have to be in this position. So that way, you can't shift your shortstop all the way over and have 3 guys on the side and do the shift. Your shortstop has to be in the dirt between second and third or something like that. Make regions And once the ball is pitched, you can run and move wherever you want. But where you got to start. I think that's how you ban the shift.
Like the free throw idea, right? Once it releases his hands, you can start to box out and move in position.
Yeah.
Or like the arena football where they get a head start before the snap. Can you get like a head start before the pitch? You start at one end of the circle and start sprinting as he's in the windup. So right when he releases the ball, you release from the circle.
I would be all for once the pitcher crosses that line where like it's a balk. If he doesn't throw the ball, you can start moving. So like whether that's like the rubber or starting the rotation, whatever that determination is, because sometimes I'm confused with what a balk is and what's not a balk.
Yeah, so that gives you a good like half second to get in position.
Yeah. It's like the defensive line who can't cross the line until that ball is hiked. They can move around, they can fake it, but they can't jump.
Right.
Same thing for your shortstop.
Yeah, no, listen, I've been saying this for a while that they should be restricted on where they set up pre-pitch.
But are people seriously talking about it again?
Yeah. I mean,
Because
Steve Molesky, I read an article right before the show by Steve Molesky about it, and I've just seen other people tweeting about it.
Okay. I mean,
I don't know if it's actively being debated, but I've just seen a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, I see The Athletic was talking about it a couple weeks ago. I guess Don Mattingly is favoring it now.
Yeah, okay, so that's maybe what started the talk.
Yeah, so no, I'm all for. I have no problem with banning the shift. I think, could we do it now? Can we do it before the season starts? Because I would put all my money on Chris Davis to come back this year if the shift was banned.
Yeah, I mean, he killed the shift killed Chris Davis, and I will never forgive the shift for it.
the shift killed Chris Davis and the lack of Adderall.
Yeah.
So, don't know which one to blame more, but because of that shift, he cannot hit the ball.
Yep. Josh, 2021.
Yes.
New year, people like to do things like make resolutions. I did my yearly workout every year on New Year's Day. I work out, and then I'm good for the year. I get my workout in. I
thought you've been doing good with your bike.
Yeah, I do. I hit the bike all the time.
Okay.
I'm crushing the bike.
I haven't hit my bike in a week.
Okay.
I've been too worn out that I haven't done it because of work. I should get back on it.
Yeah. I do it and watch. My New Year's resolution is to finish The Americans, which I've been working on for the past 5 years.
So you watch that while you do the bike?
I watch that and do the bike, yeah.
You don't watch the trainer?
No, I hate the trainers. They annoy me. They yell at me. They're kind of mean. They try to be inspiring, but I find them to be obnoxious.
So what, do you just pedal at your own pace?
No,
you don't have anyone telling you, stand up, sit down, shift higher, shift lower?
No, I do what they tell me to do. I have the captions on.
Oh, captions. Good point. I got to look at captions on mine.
And really I just pay attention to the numbers at the bottom, because the numbers at the bottom tell me when to go higher, when to go lower. Yep. And if I see them stand up, I'll stand up, and whatever.
All right, I got to try that. Maybe that will be more entertaining for me to put on The Americans. What are you watching The Americans on? Netflix?
Prime.
It has all the seasons? Because I got into The Americans.
There's 6. I don't know how many seasons there are. There's 6 on Prime.
I got into The Americans like years ago, and I watched season 1 and season 2, and then nothing else was on Amazon.
Oh, yeah. It's got season 6, if that's how many seasons there are. I'm on season 5, and this is my New Year's resolution to finish this freaking show.
Okay. I finished Cobra Kai this weekend. That's what I did.
Okay. I'm not watching show. Yeah, I'm not watching that.
No, that's a Zany Burt Rody show. Yeah. Zany Burt Rody got me into that show.
Yeah. When you come up here to Maryland, you guys can hang out and talk about that show. Have a good old time with it.
It's COVID protocols.
Well, stay with 6 feet apart and talk about it.
Yep. But we don't make. You were trying to set up some New Year's resolutions, but we don't do New Year's resolutions on this show.
We don't?
No, we do.
Time now for bold predictions.
Because bold predictions, it doesn't matter if you're wrong. New Year's resolutions, you're supposed to be wrong, or you're supposed to get them right and try hard.
Oh, like my bold prediction is I will work out on my Peloton bike every day for the entire year. Bold prediction.
Bold prediction.
Yeah.
Time now for bold predictions.
Yeah, I like bold predictions, and that's more accurate with what resolutions are.
It is.
They're bold predictions that no one ever gets, so I think that's more appropriate.
Yeah. So let's just throw the first one out here that's really obvious and easy for the Ravens.
Okay.
The bold prediction
for the Ravens.
Now, Now, I feel like saying the Ravens will win the Super Bowl. That's a bold prediction.
Yes.
But I think we really need to scale it back a little bit and say Lamar Jackson will win a playoff game. And I think that classifies as a bold prediction.
You are so obnoxious, Josh. I come on to this show I can't believe I still do this podcast with you.
Prove me wrong.
No, you talk out of both sides of your mouth so much. I don't even know who I'm talking to sometimes. We talked at the beginning of the year when you were talking about how the Ravens aren't very good. And we had this debate.
They weren't.
But
No, they weren't
but
very
Josh,
good.
But Josh, shut up. We had this debate over why you thought this way, and I argued that your expectations were too high because you said that the expectations for the Ravens had to be Super Bowl or bust. You said it over and over again. The Ravens had to be Super Bowl or bust, and now you're talking freaking resolutions to win one playoff game. Like that's what Lamar needs to do: win one playoff game.
It's still Super Bowl or bust, but it's really hard for me to say win the Super Bowl is a bold prediction until Lamar Jackson shows me that he can win a playoff game. So,
Josh, the Ravens have a good team, a good offense.
They do.
A good defense.
Yes, the team is good. Agree.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to tell you, Josh, is this doesn't happen every single year. Like what we're watching now is not going to last forever. There's small windows when teams are really good.
Right. This is the Manny Machado season of the Baltimore Ravens.
Right. So, like, you don't know how many opportunities. I know we like to think Lamar Jackson's 23 years old. We're going to be in the playoffs, Super Bowl contention every single year. You just don't know.
Right.
So there's pressure. We got there, the past 2 years in the playoffs with Lamar. I think, yes, we need to win a game. But I don't know how many other times we'll be this good going into the playoffs. I hope we win more than a game.
So wait, now you're talking out of both sides. So you're annoyed that I say it's Super Bowl at bust, but you're saying this team's good, we need to expect more than one win.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking out of both sides.
I'm not the person who said the New Year's resolution for the Ravens would be to win one playoff game after all years you've been talking about Super Bowl or bust. That's you.
It's small steps. Small steps.
Okay.
Baby steps.
Okay. So this is like the New Year's resolution is really to do 100 push-ups in one sitting, but let's just do a push-up for today. The New Year's resolution for today is one push-up, and we'll talk about 100 later.
Got it.
Yeah.
Bold prediction for 2021,
yeah.
Win the Super Bowl.
That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. You should have started with that one. You should have led with that one.
Bold prediction for this week, win a playoff game.
Okay, fine. That's how you achieve big goals, Josh, by setting small, manageable goals.
Right. Yeah, I've got my flow chart right here on the wall here. You can't see my little blueprint where it says, goal, win the Super Bowl. Step 1, beat the Titans.
Yes.
Step 2, beat whoever's left. Step 3, beat the Bills. Goal, Super Bowl.
Yes. It's that simple.
Yeah. I got my flow chart. It's all color-coded. I got all my markers.
Do you have your Orioles flow chart too? Is it that simple as well for the Orioles?
The Orioles flow chart. Yeah. Start Adley Rutschman. Play Adley Rutschman. Bet on Adley Rutschman. Win the World Series. Sounds pretty good.
That sounds fine to me.
So it does remind me, though, I'm missing my whiteboard in here.
Yeah.
I had the nice whiteboard for crap like this in our old studio. I got to get that pup back up here.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm down with that. If we're one and done, Josh, if the Ravens are one and done.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it now because this is the only time we can talk about them being one and done because you're going to win on Sunday. But if they were one and done.
Fire John Harbaugh.
Is that even a conversation, Josh? Is that a conversation?
No, I don't think it is. Because if they're one and done, you look at this team. All right, John Harbaugh is the king of excuses. Every year his team struggles and doesn't. Every year his team's a disappointment.
Not every year.
There's some big excuse.
Yeah, but not every year, Josh.
Yes, there is.
He won a Super Bowl, Josh, so not every year.
No, I said every year that his team's a disappointment.
Okay, I thought you said every year his team is a disappointment.
No. I mean, when his team is a disappointment, there's an excuse.
Oh,
and this year it's an easy one. You make it into the playoffs, you fall apart again. That's okay. How about that 5-game winning streak at the end? We bounced back off COVID. Imagine if we didn't have COVID, we could have beaten the Steelers and had a bye.
Yeah, that's not an excuse. He won't say that.
I know.
But how
No, they
many
won't say
times,
that,
Josh, does John Harbaugh go to playoffs and lose in the first round until he starts being on the hot seat? Or can he do this forever? As long as he gets to the playoffs, we're okay with John Harbaugh.
As long as he gets to the playoffs, we're okay with John Harbaugh. When was it? I was trying to look up. Is it 2012 when we won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's the last one.
So we're going on 9 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as he makes the playoffs, he's good. Keep making the playoffs, you're good, because football's magical. If you get it, once you get in the playoffs, it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
So he's all good. I think
John Harbaugh's go-to move, though, is to fire offensive coordinator. But this year, or defense coordinator. But this year he's got a good offense and a good defense coordinator.
Yeah, which means
he's not going to fire them. Yeah, they're going to find jobs.
Leave. Yeah, they're going to leave and be head coaches. Wink's gone.
You think so?
And, I mean, yeah, we'll talk. We got plenty of time to talk about it in this offseason.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but okay.
I would like to think it all depends on if Wink wants to leave, he can leave.
I don't think so. I think owners
if he likes doing this, Bisciotti will pay him some money. There's also a whole lot of pressure on owners right now for inclusivity.
Not only that, but owners are doing
old white guy.
Owners are doing stupid things like hiring 19-year-old little white boys. So I think Cliff Kingsbury, these college coaches. I think there's a lot of trying to find the next kind of.
I don't know. I mean,
Sean McVay or whatever.
The Chargers are interviewing Jason Garrett, so I don't know about that. Trying to find the next guy.
All right.
But no, I'm not worried. It'll be interesting what the offseason, if the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl, what the offseason discussion will be. Like, is it that we need wide receiver? Is it we need offensive line? Where the focus is, how do you make this team better? It's going to be an interesting offseason discussion.
Yeah, it will be, because I think our receivers have played a lot better as of late. And our offensive line, I think, has played, given the injuries, have played better than anyone thought they would be. They would play, maybe the exception of center, but I think for the most part, offensive line has exceeded expectations.
Yeah. So then you got to look at extending Bowser maybe.
And defensive line.
Judon, what you do with him. That's going to be a lot, kind of keeping our own guys.
Yeah, there's some good receivers, by the way, on the free agent market too, which I think are going to be really interesting to watch. These free agents, wide receivers, if we dabble in that way.
I would love to bring in a wide receiver.
Yep. I agree, but I think we have all the pieces this year to make a run. We're not a perfect team, but I think we have all the pieces to compete with every team in football. So
totally.
Bring on a Ravens-Packers Super Bowl. Let's go.
I could see Ravens-Packers. Though I don't think I'd want that. I don't know if I want to go up against Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know who. Yeah,
but I am glad that we're not facing. The good thing about the Dolphins not making it is Fitzpatrick. The magic of Fitzpatrick. I don't know if I'd ever want to play Fitzpatrick in a playoff game.
Yeah.
Even if Fitzpatrick is on your bench, they bring him in at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's
two passes and he wins.
That's what. And we're done talking about betting, but I put a lot of money also on the Bills. Because I saw Fitzpatrick wasn't playing. I was like, Fitzpatrick is not even dressing to come in as the Superman this game. It's all on Tua to beat the Bills. Get out of here with this nonsense. Put all your money on the Bills without the Fitz magic. So, yeah.
I did very good on my bookie this weekend.
All right. Well, and hopefully you'll do good with the Ravens Super Bowl. So go ahead, Josh, whatever you have on my bookie, put it all on the Ravens Super Bowl, or you're a coward and not a real Ravens fan, put it all on the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. And then you can take us all out for a steak dinner after COVID.
How much do I have in my bookie? I've got $165
Put it all on the Ravens Super Bowl.
All right, I'll do it right now.
All right.
Let's see, my bookie.
Do it.
Super Bowl odds to win. Ravens 1,000, 165.
Do it.
That would win me $1,650.
Yeah, enough to take us all out to dinner.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Done and done.
All right. Cool.
I'll pay for the next 336 meetup.
Yeah, it's all on you.
All
right. For your sake, Josh, I hope they win. All right, you ready to get out of here?
We talked a lot of football today. If you're annoyed that we didn't talk much baseball, go to our last episode from just a few days ago. We talked a bunch of baseball in our year-ending episode.
We can talk more about baseball next week because this has been I know we always talk about this, but this has been an extra slow off season. I mean, there is a bunch of huge free agent names that haven't signed, and that there's been no talk about them signing. Today, there was talk that Puig, UCL Puig, was linked to the Orioles, and he's not that big of a name, but he's like the biggest name that's been mentioned in like a couple of weeks, so it's a big story.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Puig keeps getting linked to the Orioles.
Oh, it did last year, too.
But it's been slow, and like the winter meetings sucked as virtual meetings. Nothing gets done that way.
Yeah. If you're not the Padres, this has been a dead off season.
So I was. I'll share on the show, but I got to fly up to Maryland this weekend, Maryland, Virginia, for a few days. So I was thinking we could maybe record in person on Sunday. I was thinking before the Ravens game, and we not talk Ravens. But I'm wondering if we need to wait till after the game. So we'll have to figure that out. And was thinking maybe we record Sunday in person.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
In our bubbles. I'll bring up, we got our bubble so that we can put over to give us separation.
Hey,
and I'll bring 6-foot-long mic cords.
I got about an 8-foot table I'm sitting at right now, okay? 8-foot table.
Point.
You on one end, I on the other end.
Okay.
Do this old Beauty and the Beast style.
All right. And maybe we'll have Bird outside.
Yeah, put Bird outside.
Yeah.
He can FaceTime in from outside.
Right, exactly. Right. He could log in the Squadcast from outside your house.
Yeah.
That's it, right. All right.
As he cooks on his wood stove.
Yeah.
On his solo stove. All right, let's get out of here. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Just search Section 336 Show. You can follow me on Twitter at Section 336. You can follow Josh on Twitter
at Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go Ravens.